I hear you. You're fine. Here are my remote controls. There we go. Turn that. Yes, Piggy, I hear you. You are fine. You have food and water, Piggy. This is called the green screen. It makes my background invisible. I would pick you up and let you say hi to everybody. But you don't like to be picked up. So, that's kind of on her. Actually, move this a little closer. Ooh, no. Whoop. There we go. There we go. That's better. I think I finally settled everything. Anyway, hello. How's it going? It's me. Rebranding myself as Dr. Battery. I still have it I used the wrong goddammit. We were using the live stream one. There we go. Y'all were about to see my completed team on my personal profile. No, no, no. That's not what we're doing today. We're simply over here playing a game. This area is completely covering the loading icons developed by bullshit. I lack common acronym. That's what ILCA is. I lack common acronym. There we go. So where we last left off, Monkey is poisoned. Oh god, we need to save him now. I wish this game felt better, I wish this game was better. Like, oh, and by the way, Marshy over here is sleeping. Honey's not here with me right now. I'm just streaming by myself. She's actually going to bed. I think. She's actually laying down in bed. But something that I'm able to state now, is that this game is an extreme disappointment. If you can't tell by the title, we're playing Brilliant Disappointment and Shining Piece of Shit. But they tried to make a faithful game, and on one hand, I'm perfectly fine with a game being faithful to its original. Especially if the original is, sound and extremely fun to play. Now, the original Diamond, Pearl, and even Platinum had problems. Platinum fixed a good majority of them, but it still had inherent problems. The battle mechanics being slow, definitely being the biggest one, which was fixed. That has been fixed since Generation 5. The battle mechanics were improved almost immediately after Gen 4 was done. But the main issue was things like, the lack of fire types and, just being on past generation hardware. And on the Switch, I can, commend them by saying that for the style that they were going for, this game looks fine. The battle mechanics are equivalent to that of modern day Pokemon. All the types were changed accordingly. All the battle mechanics are sound. They work fine. But given the rest of the Pokemon Company's remake history, look at Fire Red. Fire Red and Leaf Green were remakes of Generation 1, of Red, Blue, and Yellow, and I guess if you wanna count Green, then Green. It's actually what the original names were based off of, the original Red and Green. But they used the Generation 3 engine, and they, added Generation 3 Pokemon, and Generation 3 moves, and every Pokemon had an ability. it was an old game, but with modern, modern Pokemon for the time. Modern mechanics. That's fine. Generation 2, you had Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which were remakes made in Generation 4, and they used the Generation 4 engine. There was the physical special split. They had Pokemon all the way up to Generation 4. You were not locked out of those new evolutions until you got the National Dex. You could get those new evolutions, like, immediately, if you had the means to do that. But it just kept improving. It brought an old game into the new mechanics. It brought an old game into the new Pokedex. Then you have Generation 3's remakes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They used the X and Y engines, but they built upon them, Full 3D movement instead of being limited to using the skates for 3D movement. And when I mean 3D movement, I mean like being able to walk around freely and not being strapped onto a grid like X and Y were. It brought Generations 4, 5, and 6 into Hoenn. It brought the Fairy type into Hoenn. It brought Mega Evolution from Kalos and expanded upon that by giving more Pokemon Mega Evolutions, not only from Gen 3, but Pokemon from Gen 2, Gen 4. They all got new Mega Evolutions. And then you have this. I was hoping that they would use the Sword and Shield engine, because while not a lot of people like Sword and Shield, myself included, it's still a perfectly sound engine, The battle mechanics are perfectly fine. I like how the Pokemon look in that game. I liked how the trainers looked in that game. I liked how everything was just so it had its own graphical issues. But the games looked fine, and the engine was fine. And they could have absolutely done that for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to, keep it current, keep it modern. But instead, they backpedal and make it look almost exactly like it did on the DS, except, of course, 3D, because we're on the Switch. But they don't even bring any Pokemon past Generation 4. They stick with that Pokedex. It's like they were given the cartridge, and only the cartridge of the original Diamond and Pearl, and were like, hey, we want you to remake this. Make it exactly like this. Do not touch a fucking thing else. And then Ilka was just like, fine, sure, we'll make it look exactly like that. And in fact, we'll make it worse. Making it extremely buggy, not doing anything that the modern games do. There's no Mega Evolution, which I know we haven't had Megas since, Generation 8 didn't have any Megas in it. Or did it? No, I don't think so. But I get you can make the same argument for Z-moves. Z-moves were a Generation 7 specific thing. But this game is just a disappointment on a lot of levels. Because it just did not live up to everybody's expectations. Everybody was expecting, people were expecting a high-quality game. They're expecting it to look nice. They're expecting it to look pretty. And to its credit, like I said before, this game does look fine for what they were going for. I'm already tired of talking about how disappointing this game is. And I bet you're asking, why are you playing this game if it's disappointing? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we already did, my fiance and I, we already did a Nuzlocke of Sword and Shield in our free time. What the fuck was that camera span? It was just like, watch him get punched in the face. Really fast, because it's Mach Punch. Damn monkey. Oh, Legolas. Oh. Oh, but wait. No. Give me $11. I beat you kids fair and square. Lamppost. Oh, Lamppost is evolving. I always thought that Starly evolved at level 17, but I guess I was wrong. I guess Starly evolves at level 14. I always thought it was 17. I don't know why. Yay, Staravia. That's nice. My current team right now is bound to change. I can tell you for a fact right now. The absolute the absolute Pokemon that are staying in my team, Cialis, because I want my Roserade. Roserade is my favorite Pokemon ever. I have a little Perler Bead construction that my fiance and I did together of Roserade. I actually have her right here. Just with my paper gun, and yes, I made a gun out of paper. It looks really cool, but I'm afraid to show it on stream because then they'll be like, oh, he's threatening people with a fake gun. Oh no. But yeah, I have my Roserade. As you can see, the green is transparent, so you know, you can't see the green bits on her, but that's Roserade. That is absolute. Why is there so much hair on you? I don't know why. Is it just dust? Might be dust. But yeah, that's the Roserade that she and I made together. I love it. My favorite Pokemon, without a doubt. You know, having a dream team, Roserade is definitely on that dream team. She's the lead. She would be the leader of my dream team. I'm actually going to put Roserade over here so I can see her more because she was just kind of hiding away in the depths of the top of my desk. Monkey is absolutely staying, and I'm not gonna go Monkey all the time because that's just gonna get exhausting. Lamppost is going to stay for the time being. Hummus the second is going to stay. Legless, unless I can find another water type that I'm more akin to. Because right now we have a very physical heavy team. The only Pokemon who's really not going to be physical is Cialis, and maybe Hummus the second, because Hummus the second has a... maybe. It has a... Luxray has a higher physical attack than special attack. So I might make that. I might make Hummus the second physical as well. So the only Pokemon that we have that's really going to be special is Cialis, because Monkey has the Jolly nature, which decreases its special attack. So I'm going to be making it a physical set. I don't know why I'm accessing. You look exactly like Bebe, except you're wearing orange shorts instead of pants. That's the laziness of this game. Berry trees are profound. I'm going to steal berries, and I'm not going to replant them. We're killing this region one berry at a time. Because that's just what we do. We'll get the spray duck. But we're not going to water anything. We're just going to let everything wilt and die. Because that's how we run here on Dr. Battery's channel. Oh yeah, also, if you have data for Let's Go and for Sword and Shield, they just give you a Mew and Jirachi. Why, hello there. I see you're adventuring Pokemon. Fuck you. Hell, you there. I gather you've seen a Wishing Star before. So here, just have a Jirachi. And we're going to nickname Jirachi. We're going to name you... We're going to name you Cheese... Cheese and rice. And you're just given a mythical Pokemon. Just why? Why are you given a mythical Pokemon? Do I want to use Jirachi in my playthrough? Do I? Well, let's check out cheese and rice. Let's see here. Lonely. You are a lonely Jirachi with serene grace. I don't know if I want this. Do I want to use Jirachi? Because that's completely unfair. It's very unfair to have a Jirachi this early in the game. Because right now, Jirachi's base stats are higher than everything else on my team. Has base 100s across the board. I am going to put away Jirachi. You are going to stay with the others because I don't particularly care for you. If there's something about my playthroughs that a lot of people might agree with, might not agree with, I personally don't care on which side you stand. I don't like using legendaries on my teams. I do not like using mythicals. I do not like using legendaries. I'll catch them. You know, why not? That's just part of the fun. It's part of the experience. But, you know, just for regular gameplay, I'm not down for it. I don't want to use legendaries because that just makes it too easy. Not that this game is any bit challenging because they decide to completely butcher the original difficulty of the games because there is a forced EXP share. Every single Pokemon gets the same amount of experience across the board for every single battle. There's no chance of turning it off because you don't even have an EXP share item. Let's take a look into the bag for a second. First of all, let's sort it because that's what I do. I like to sort my shit. Yeah. But look, there's no experience share to give a Pokemon. There's no turning on or off, you know? Give me that potion. That's fucking my potion now. Don't you dare go into Valley Windworks. I'm going to bite you. You know, Team Galactic is full of terrorists. Like, these are, like, everyone else was just mob bosses, you know? Team Rocket were just criminals. They were the Mafia. Giovanni is even, like, a very Mafia-esque name. Go Cialis, I guess. But, you know, they were the Mafia. They terrorized you for 1 and 2. In Generation 3, yeah, you had environmental jerks. You know, Team Magma and Team Aqua were idiots. But they reconciled at the end. They were like, wow, we were stupid. Let's not do that ever again. And then Team Galactic exists. And they're like, hey, you know what would be a great idea? We're gonna work for a man who wants to blow up everything. Just delete the entirety of this region, get rid of everything in the world, you know, and recreate it in his image. But we don't know that. We just think that he's going to make a more beautiful world. When in reality, he just wants everything to die. Like, he's not doing it because he wants money. He's not doing it to, like, create more land. And wow, this Glameow was the laziest Glameow I've ever seen. It just kept screaming at me until it died. And in essence, it's like my cat without the dying part. She just screams. But Team Galactic not only goes around and steals people's Pokemon. I mean, I guess Team Rocket did that. But, like, they steal people's Pokemon. They steal major power plants. And then they just blow up an entire section of the region. They blow up a lake on one side of the region that you feel on the complete opposite side of the region. And it's just like, wow, I'm surprised it blew out all of the water in the lake. That's all it did. It just blew out the water of the lake. And in the original, there were Magikarp. And the Magikarp, some of them would flop around, some of them would not. You know, that would be like, oh, this little Magikarp's tired, to, oh god, this fish is dead. But in this game, all the Magikarps are like flippity-floppity, flippity-floppity. So, you know, there's no casualties. You know, they just create, like, an explosion the size of, like, an eighth of the region. But no, nothing dies. No one dies. So yeah, they might be the worst global terrorists. And I say global because Cyrus is trying to destroy not only just his portion of the region, but the entire universe. So it's my headcanon. And you can say in the comments, you can say anywhere you'd like, on any kind of forum that you like. If you disagree with me, if you agree with me, whatever, I don't care. But the Creation Trio and the Legendaries from Generation 4, canonically and in lore, are the strongest Pokemon in existence. Because let's think about it. You have the Controller of Time. You have Dialga, who is the Keeper of Time. Time pretty much controls everything that we're doing right now. Then you have Palkia, who is the Controller of Space. And it's like, we kind of need space. We all live in it. If space didn't exist, we would all be dead. There would be nothing. Then you have Giratina, who granted is like antimatter and whatever and shadows, but you know that just has to be a thing. Shadows are everywhere. If there were no shadows, that would mean that there's no light. Because in order to have a shadow, you have to have a light to cast a shadow from it, from whatever object is on it. And then you have Arceus, who's just God. Arceus is God. It created the universe. It created the Creation Trio. It created that which creates. So yeah, this game was just like, fuck it. God. God be upon ye, with its 1,000 arms and its shape of a llama. But yeah, no. I think they're the most powerful Pokemon in existence. They might not be the strongest stat-wise, and Pokemon have just been getting crazier with stats as the generations go on. Like, I mean, Arceus, without any alternate forms, has the highest base stat total of any Pokemon at 720, with 120 across the board. But you have Pokemon recently, right? You have Legendaries recently. And I want to say as recent as Black 2 and White 2, for comparison's sake. Oh, pardon me. Whew. Excuse me. But as recently as Black 2 and White 2, Pokemon stats have been starting to get insane. Like, you had White Kyurem and Black Kyurem, whose highest stats were like 175. Which is fucking crazy. No Pokemon prior had a stat that high. Not even Mewtwo, who had a base 150, who has a base 154 attack stat, or a special attack stat, which up until Mega Pokemon were a thing was like the highest special attack you could have. And then, you know, Megas became a thing. And Megas just boosted stats even further. You had Mega Heracross, who had base 185 attack. You had Mega Mewtwo X. Yeah, they gave a legendary 2 fucking Mega Evolutions. Mega Mewtwo Y has 194 special attack, which is the highest special attack in the series. It has 190 physical attack, which is the highest attack in the series. You have Mega Rayquaza, who has 180 in both special and physical attack. You have Pokemon with Megas who really don't need Megas, as opposed to Pokemon who do need Megas. Like Sableye and Mawile, they both needed Megas. They only had base stat totals of like 380, and their Megas gave them 100 points each. But you know what? It was fine, because it gave them really good abilities, it gave them completely different stat distributions, it made them better, they needed it. But then you have Pokemon like Tyranitar, and Metagross, and Garchomp, and it's like, why? Why do these Pokemon need Megas? They're already pseudo-legendaries, they already have base 600 stat totals. Why do they need Mega Evolutions? They're already powerful as it is. And Salamence and Garchomp, they all got Megas too, and it's like, why? Why do they need Megas? It's just stats became crazy, and the significance of legendary Pokemon had been dwindling, so to compensate, they started making the stats of the legendaries obnoxious. Like Generation 6, the legendaries are nothing to run home about. They're good Pokemon in their own rights, but they were lazy, for one, because Yveltal and Xerneas share the exact same stat distribution. They're exactly the same across the board. Like, even down to, like, the little minute intricacies, they're exactly the same. And Zygarde, you know, complete form, just gives it way too much health. Yes, Mars? You gonna battle me? I liked Rezu better. Cause she actually did something, like, you know, gave me different hairstyles. And then you had Solgaleo and Lunala, you know, who had different stat distributions. They had the same kind of stats. They would just put different in different places, which I guess is a thing for all the legendaries. Please. Oh, god damn it. I should have taunted it. But yeah, no, the stats of Solgaleo and Lunana weren't all that interesting. But then you had Necrozma, which itself wasn't a really devastating Pokemon until it got Duskwings, or Duskmane and Dawnwings. And those were like super strong forms. And if that wasn't enough, you had Ultra Necrozma, which is just basically God. And what is the honey texting? Let's, please don't fake out. God damn it. I forgot how strong Purugly was for this early in the game. Oh no, I'm confused. Oh yeah, that's right, and that has a citrus berry. Oh no. Mach Punch, we gotta... Oh, come on, monkey. Of course you would hit your... I'm so glad I'm not playing a Nuzlocke, because that just would have been a punch in the face. Get it? Jesus Christ. Whew. Oh, yeah. But, Diamond and Pearl are notorious for throwing high stat Pokemon at you very early into the game. Because unless your Pokemon were adequately leveled to handle a Purugly, Purugly has, for this point in the game, incredible stats. And I say at this point in the game because everywhere else, any further into the game, it would be kind of bad. But Purugly, if I remember, has like a base speed stat of 110. I might be mistaken. I will look it up here in a second. Shit, I still need it, actually. But yeah, let me look up and I'm gonna keep this open as well, and I'll show you guys. Let me make a second scene, and I will call it Google. You guys can't hear anything, but let's see here. We're gonna do display capture. No, we do not want to do display capture. We're going to remove that. Can I do window capture? Yes, I can. Yes, that's what we want to do. And then we're going to add a scene. We're going to add my camera. There we go. We're going to shrink that down. You know. Put me off to the side. There we go. Is that wide enough? No, it is not. I shall make it wider. Oop. Wait, actually, why am I even doing guesswork? There we go. That's easier. Oh yeah, Wiglet confirmed. Wiglet is indeed a Pokemon that exists now. But yes, Wiglet is a thing. But let's look up her ugly. And you know what? Just for the music. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. That's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. We'll be okay with that. But yes, Perugly has a base speed stat of 112 for this fat thing. Why? Why does it have a speed stat like that? Now, I understand why it has a speed stat like that, because it's a cat. And, you know, cats are fast, cats are agile, even the fat ones are agile. Why? It's so fat. And Glameow is... Glameow is not that fast. Glameow has a base speed of 85, and you would think, oh, wow, you know, this thin cat should be faster than the fat thing it evolves into. But instead, it just gets faster. Now, if we're going to be completely honest, Perugly isn't too fat because, well, first of all, it's only about 3 feet tall. For like a animal Pokemon, that's not that tall. And it's not even 100 pounds on average. So it's a relatively small cat Pokemon. I mean, for like actual cats, yeah, it's enormous. And this dude had a Ponyta. I don't know why I didn't switch into something else, but okay. But look at welcome to the only other fire type that you're gonna get in the natural gameplay if you don't go underground, kids. Let's just punch a horse. Whew. Yeah, no, my jaw hurts. It's absolutely from talking. And I'm gonna turn up my fan, actually. And have it point on me. Because it's starting to get hot in here. My room gets the worst ventilation in the house. There we go. Actually, turn that up. Now I actually get wind coming onto me to keep me cool. But Legless is useless right now. And I would take Monkey. I would keep Monkey in front. But like I don't want to rely too much on my starter, which is unfortunate because that's the only choice I have. Because fire types are extremely good in this region because you have, well, for Infernape specifically, for the Chimchar line specifically, which gets fire and fighting type moves, that means it covers the rock gym, it covers the grass gym, it covers the ice gym, it covers the steel gym, and then it covers the it covers Aaron from the Elite Four, who uses bug types. What? You have food, you have water, you already went to the bathroom. You're okay. Ah, Bidoof. Great. A baby beaver. Let's punch it. Also, sorry, I was talking to my cat. Her name is Piggy. You know, and there we go. Mach Punch, because it's just that fast. Ooh, wow, that actually is a really fast animation. Like, I remember back in, like, the original Gen 4 games, it was like... But in this game, it's just like... it's just like a get down, you. Actually, you know what? I'm still curious about Starly. I could have sworn it evolved at... Nope. I'm thinking of Fletchling. Never mind. It always evolved at level 14. But I'm thinking of Fletchling, because Fletchling evolves at level 17, and then it evolves again at 35? Yes, I am correct. So, you get a relatively decent bird Pokemon early on in the game, because Staravia evolves at level 34 into Staraptor, and Staraptor has pretty good stats. It's got a base, from what I remember, 120 in attack and 100 in speed. So, that's really all you need for a flying type like that. Not to mention that Staraptor also gets close combat upon evolution. And you can give it, like, Steel Wing, you could teach it... you can teach it Brave Bird. It learns Brave Bird, like, way later. At, 49? That's not even that much later. But... no, Staraptor is an extremely good early game Pokemon. And it continues to be good for the entirety of the game. If not for, you know, just simply being another Pokemon, but for having a decent stat distribution. Like, its defenses are nothing to write home about, but, you know, it can hit fast and it can hit hard, so... Staraptor is a good Pokemon, especially for Diamond and Pearl. The flying type stab will certainly help you in the fighting gym, which, by the way, once you get to the 3rd gym, your Pokemon are going to be in the 30s. Because Maylene has a Lucario who I think is level 34. So you get a very, very good Pokemon early on. Infernape evolves pretty late, you know. You get Monferno really early, but as a trade-off, you get Infernape the latest. So they were trying to go for like an easy, normal, and hard mode with the starters, like way back in the original, you know. Bulbasaur was supposed to be the easy mode, Squirtle was supposed to be the normal mode, and Charmander was the quote-unquote hard mode. But and they did that for like the levels that everything evolved and the time it took to actually level up the Pokemon. And they kind of did something like that for this generation, where you know, Turtwig evolves the latest out of the starters, because Chimchar evolves at level 14, Piplup evolves at level 16, and Turtwig evolves at level 18. However, that's kind of reversed for the last evolutions, where Grotle evolves at level 32, Prinplup evolves at level 34, and Monferno evolves at level 36. So you get Monferno the earliest, but in return you get Infernape the latest. And that is a recycled animation from Gen 8. When I said that I want them to have Generation 8, the Generation 8 engine, it's not what I meant. Because that animation that the Battle Girl did is a recycled animation from... Oh, which trainer class was it? It was from Generation 6 or Generation 8, and I just looked straight into the lamp, and that hurt my eyes. But it's a recycled animation from the water type, the female water type gym trainers, if I remember correctly. Because from that animation, if there's anything that I remember, it's those thick-ass eyebrows from the original model that did it. The last animation in this game is ripped straight from the last from Generation 8 as well. And I can understand reusing animations, but like for classes that are so different, give them something new, please. Like, I'm not even that upset about it, but it's still upsetting, you know, that they do that. Pardon me. But yeah, no, like, please, just give them something of value. Give them something original. Instead, it's just disappointment upon disappointment. Ooh, excuse me. Oh yeah, and I already had my coffee today. I'm probably always gonna have a coffee with me when I stream or before I stream. Anyway, this is Cheryl. She was in the original, and she traveled with you to get through the Eterna Forest. And because she's following you, that means that she's going to be here for double battles. And because we're getting more experience in double battles, because there's more Pokemon, I'm going to throw Legless out there, and then I'm going to throw Legless back away, so it can evolve faster. Because I want my Gyarados. I want my pissed off giant water dragon that isn't a dragon. I'm actually upset about that, if I'm going to vent for a little bit. So when I heard that Mega Evolution can sometimes change the type of the Pokemon who gets the Mega Evolution, I was ecstatic. I saw that Gyarados had a Mega Evolution, and I'm like, wow, is it finally going to be a dragon? Turns into a you motherfucker. But it turned into a dragon. You know, right? And I'm like, wow, it looks even more like an angry shrimp dragon. That's cool. And then I used a fairy type attack on it, and it was super effective. And I'm like, wow. Oh, you actually cured me of my paralysis. That was really nice. Thank you, Chansey. And, so I was like, wow, fairy type is super effective. It is a dragon. And then I look at it on Pokemon DB, and it's like water and dark. And I'm like, what? Yeah, Mega Gyarados is still not a dragon type. It is a dark type, and that upsets me to no end. Because, like, they missed a perfectly good opportunity. Also, we're gonna have a really fun time with Aaron. Because the gym leaders and the Elite Four and Cynthia all have competitive level teams, as CC and I stated in the last stream. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm yawning so much. But they all have competitive level teams. Aaron, his Drapion is running a crit set because it has Sniper, which increases the damage of crits. It has X-Scissor, it has Cross Poison, it has Earthquake, and it has Night Slash, which are all high crit moves, except for Earthquake, but Earthquake is for coverage. It's for coverage on the it's for coverage on the fire types that you're most likely fire and rock types that you're most likely going to be sending out for the bugs because they're weak to ground. Oh, Life Dew, thank you. Oh, Cheryl has such like a graceful pose when she's battling. I've never seen her model in the middle of battle before. That was actually really pretty. Why is Pachirisu faster? Oh, that's right, it's Baby Doll Eyes. Now, for those of you that don't know, Baby Doll Eyes is a priority move. It's basically a better growl. It is a priority growl. That's all it is. Recycled animation. I'm not sure if that's a recycled animation. It might be from Let's Go, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so she has a Chansey, and that Chansey is going to be healing you. And there's two psychics down here who wield Abras, so we're gonna... Actually, you know what? No, Abra gives a pretty decent experience yield this early in the game. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. This game is fucking garbage. This game is a piece of trash. This game sucks. It's a terrible remake. Elijah and Lindsay sending out Abras. With the intelligence of people, they are slaves. They are just slaves as Pokemon, like, if I am to reiterate myself, Pokemon with human attributes and human intelligence and human sentience, but being confined in Pokeballs and being told to do stuff, it's legalized Pokemon slavery, but they're like people? I'm not sure if I'm conveying my thought process correctly here, but it's basically forcing something with the same intelligence and sentience as you, but considering them lesser. Because they're being forced to battle, and they're being forced to do menial tasks. Like, that's what's always made me uncomfortable about the Psychic type. because Psychic-type Pokemon are generally highly intelligent, way smarter than a human could ever be. But instead, they are delegated to being simple fighting tools. Get confused. Ooh. Oh yeah, bite. I do like how in the attack animation, Shinx, Luxio, and I think even Luxray have their claws, which is cool. Oh, Flame Wheel. Okay, goodbye, Ember. Now, when I was a kid, I remember just having nothing but attacking moves on my Pokemon, and I did not know how to play Pokemon, because I was a kid and I was stupid. But nowadays, I know how to play Pokemon. And I'll come up with teams that have good moves. Now, sometimes, for Pokemon like my Roserade, they're going to have all attacking moves, because her special attack is, well, his, because it's Cialis. His special attack is going to be through the roof, and there's really no time to set up. I might give him Toxic Spikes. But my plan is to have, oh, right, Splash. But my plan is to give him Toxic Spikes, Sludge Bomb, if I can find it, Energy Ball, if I can find it, and I want to say Shadow Ball. Ding. And I'm doing like a wild double battle just to show it off, because why not? You know? Discord. String Shot affects both? Eesh. That's actually... Has anybody ever used String Shot competitively? Like, that would be one way to cripple a team. Like, use, I don't know, Wide Guard or something, String Shot, lower both of their speeds, then just go to town. And all Silcoon has is Harden. But I might let my jaw rest for a little bit and just play. Yeah, no, I figured it out. It's the talking that makes my jaw hurt. Ah, yes. Pokemon. Go, Legless. Legless, no. Yeah, you're going up for most of Eterna Forest. Well, I mean, you're traveling forward, so of course you are. I can't wait till we get to Veilstone. I can't wait to get myself new clothes, which honestly, it's terrible, because they're like, yeah, you get to customize your character, you know? Give them like 3 clothing options. It's upsetting. There you are, Cheryl. Here's the end of the road. And Cheryl never pops up again. You never see her, ever. She's just gone for all eternity. There's a bunch of fishermen here, but I'm not going to care about them. Hey, look, a Team Galactic bitch. Some of the music is botched. like the Pokemon Center at night starts off sounding so fine, and then the trumpets are just like, and it's like, wow, never have I wanted to die more in a hospital than I do now. Pull my plug, please. Yeah. These streams are gonna be small. I'm probably just gonna edit them and make them smaller. Oh well, this is Eterna City. We'll be back.